Our mother Rachel is on her deathbed in this week's Torah portion, and her final request is to name the child that she just gave birth to, Ben Oni. She was pregnant with her second child after being childless for 13 years. She had her first son Joseph, and Joseph means may God bless me with another child. And when she was pregnant with that other child, while giving birth, she died. And she said, I want to call the child Ben Oni. Her husband Jacob said, no, I'm going to call the child Binyamin. With all the other 11 children that Jacob had, he didn't intervene when his wives wanted to name the child a certain name. Whatever they wanted, that's what happened. Here, suddenly Jacob intervenes. He says, no, I want to call the child Binyamin. Why? And is this the right time to argue with your wife? This is her final request. She wants to name the child Ben Oni. Respect her request. And here the Torah teaches us an exceptional lesson. Rachel looks into her husband's eyes and she sees pain and agony. You see, Jacob came to the realization when his wife was dying, he realized, why is she dying? It's my fault. Because when he ran away from his uncle Lavan came chasing after him and said, why did you steal my gods, the Teraphim? And Jacob makes an oath. He says, if you find that somebody here has stolen your idols, that person will die. His wife Rachel stole them, and he didn't know that. Lavan didn't find the idols because Rachel hid them very well. But because of that curse that Jacob uttered, his wife died after giving birth to her child, Binyamin. So when Rachel realized the pain that Jacob has now, at the realization, when it dawned upon him that he's responsible for his wife's death, she said, no, let me call the child Ben Oni. Ben Oni can also be interpreted as the son of my deception. It was my fault, she says. It was my fault. I stole the idols. Don't blame yourself. I don't want you to live the rest of your life in pain and agony thinking that you sent me to my grave. It's my fault. And her husband Jacob looks at his dying wife and he says to her, no. The child will be called Binyamin. Binyamin can also be interpreted as the son of my oath. It was my fault, he tells Rachel. I don't want you to go to your grave thinking that you are responsible for your death. It was my fault. How many couples, when they argue like this? Normally we argue, we blame each other, we blame the whole world for our mistakes and errors. Here Jacob and Rachel teach us how to truly argue. Truly argue, blame yourself. Each one should say, no, it's my fault. Not it's your fault, it's my fault. How beautiful and what an incredible lesson in relationships for us today in our lives. Have a wonderful week.